Tone. Tone is of the utmost importance. So let's explore what is tone. It's the speaker's attitude toward his audience or subject. And right now, that's sort of the textbook definition. But if you think about it, we know tone very well. We hear it in our voices. A firm tone, a really angry tone, or or sort of silly tone. Okay, and our fluctuation in our voices change to express the tone. Okay, so tone really helps to reveal what we truly feel. And it's that attitude. One of the ways I remember it is, tone goes with tude. You got tone, you got tude. So, a little overview of how does one find tone, or how is tone revealed in literature? Well, two main ways it's revealed is through diction, the words that the author chooses to put down on paper. For example, if a parent is calling their child, Donna, and that's how they would say their name. If they ask them a question or something, nothing wrong, Donna. But if they're upset with the child, maybe they'd say Donna Marie Smith, and they choose to use all three of the child's names. Very sort of common way, and that's word choice. Rhyme and rhythm very often does that as well, and so it's hard to talk about these things without examples. So let's jump into an example. Okay, but before we jump into an example, let's talk about some of the words that are used to describe tone. And this is important. It gives you the vocabulary. So as you're reading, and I ask you, what's the tone of this short story, or what's the tone of this poem, you already can just jump to this meaning lesson and go, oh, the tone is approving, or the tone is playful, or the tone is sarcastic. It's a mocking tone, or it can be an angry tone. And again, I'm starting to change my voice a little. It can be a cynical tone. I don't know if these really describe tone, these words. I don't know. Cynical. Okay? These are certainly not all the words, but it's a start, and it gives you the type of words that are used. So it's important. Now let's go to the example, which is, don't kiss your honey when your nose is runny. You might think it's funny, but it's not. And, I would take one of those words, playful, and I would describe the tone of this little silly poem as playful. And, but, the thing about it is you have to then always find the proof. And the proof for this is, well, let's look at the word choice. First, you might just give a summary. It's talking about kissing your honey when your nose is runny. And these are just two things that shouldn't be happening, and yet they're together in a poem. And so that in of itself creates this juxtaposition that's playful, okay? A combination of two things that don't necessarily go well together. But you probably, I think the most interesting part of this is right over here, the pun, but it is not, or but it is snot. And because your nose is runny, it could be both. It's not funny, and that pun makes us obviously very playful. Okay, to be or not to be, that is the question. And we look at diction, word choice. To be, to exist or not to exist. This is about life and death. That is the question. It's very straightforward. It's serious. You might say it's solemn. Okay, and of course these are the very famous lines from Hamlet in his, one of the probably the most famous soliloquy of all time, when he's questioning life. So I hope this helps to reveal tone, and some of the poetry that we do in class will review the tone of that as well.